It is hard nowadays to find a nail bar in the UK that is not run by a Vietnamese. Excelling both at managing nail shops and working as nail technicians, the Vietnamese community considers the nail sector as the key niche business in Britain. However, its future is under threat as 3 Vietnamese nail bar owners were sentenced for offences under the Modern Slavery Act in a groundbreaking trial last year. But why one single judgment is able to change the fate of the biggest industry to one ethnic community here in the UK?
Dần dần khách hàng họ sẽ bớt đi cái thiện cảm và dần dần hình thành đến những ác cảm.
It's one person, you can't be a picture of a whole, all of us, all, community people over here.
Nếu mà cứ tiếp diễn theo kiểu này mà cứ để cho người nào bị bắt cũng khai là nô lệ thời hiện đại là thì anh nghĩ sẽ rất ảnh hưởng.
There's definitely communication and lack of understanding of the Vietnamese culture.
That's just the UK media. The UK media twist things, don't they?
It's a very simplified response to an extremely complicated problem.
Two women and a man have been sentenced for enforced labour and exploitation offences after a police investigation into nail bars across the country.
Today, 3 people, all Vietnamese, were sentenced to a total of 9 years for modern-day slavery offences, trafficking and exploiting teenage girls, who they forced to work for nothing in nail bars across England. It is a breakthrough moment, one might say, because even though Vietnamese are one of the largest groups of nationals trafficked to the UK, until now, believe it or not, there has not been one single successful prosecution.
According to the charge, 2 Vietnamese young women were discovered to be undocumented immigrants working at the Deluxe nail shop in Bath. They were allegedly forced to work 60 hours a week. One was being paid about £30 a month, while the second was not paid. The 2 girls were taken into emergency foster care but ran away a few weeks later. They were then found working at Ken and Susan's nail salon in Burton-upon-Trent. Jenny from Bath was sentenced to 5 years in prison, and Ken from Burton-upon-Trent was jailed to 4 years on 2 counts of conspiracy, human trafficking and labour exploitation under the Modern Slavery Act. Susan, who is also Ken's wife, was given a 2-year suspended sentence for labour exploitation offence. This landmark judgment came as a shock to many legitimate Vietnamese nail shops in the UK.
Bản thân tôi và những người làm trong ngành nail cũng như cộng đồng người Việt nói chung cảm thấy rằng khá là buồn và phẫn nộ khi mà thấy được rằng các cơ quan báo đài truyền thông có loan một cái tin rằng là có cái nạn nô lệ thời hiện đại, và đây là một trong những cái vụ án quan trọng cho cái cụm từ đó.
Nguyen Dung was one in more than 100 Vietnamese nail bar owners from across the UK who protested outside the Royal Court of Justice in London in January this year, hoping their voice to be heard at the appeal.
Cái luận điệu rằng là nô lệ thời hiện đại gán ghép lên cái ngành nail, nó có một cái ảnh hưởng rất lớn lên cái nguyên cả ngành nail đang tồn tại ở UK. Cái ảnh hưởng đầu tiên đó chính là ảnh hưởng về tư duy của khách hàng. Nếu khách hàng họ biết được, họ nghe được rất là nhiều từ kênh truyền thông này, báo chí kia rằng là ngành nail Việt Nam chúng tôi ở tại Anh Quốc này hoạt động dựa trên những cái nô lệ như thế, thì dần dần khách hàng họ sẽ bớt đi cái thiện cảm và dần dần hình thành đến những ác cảm.
Starting her career as an apprentice nail worker 14 years ago, this is the first time the owner of Yoshi Nail Salon in Birmingham City Centre sees a decline in the number of her customers.
Cũng ảnh hưởng ít nhiều, chắc là người ta cũng suy nghĩ trong đầu, khách khứa thì cũng suy nghĩ, nhưng mà việc người ta làm nhưng có thể người ta nghĩ rằng trong đây có cũng có thể là có cái gì đấy chẳng hạn. Người ta có thể đặt câu hỏi trong đầu thì mình không biết được, người ta không có nói.
Nhưng mà lượng khách có bị giảm không?
Có giảm ít nhiều.
But do you think that is happening right in front of you? Every worker have to work hard and they are paid little.
I'm honestly not sure. I think it's different in different places. I'm not from Birmingham. I'm from up north. I'm just here to study. But I think that different place and like different. I don't know, so I wouldn't really know to comment on it really.
But right here, how do they treat you?
Yeah, everything seems fine here. Yeah.
Giống như family thôi, giống như là người ở trong nhà làm chung thôi, chứ cùng nhau làm và cùng nhau có lương thôi, chứ cũng không có cái gì là phân biệt hay là cái gì hết, thì cùng là người Việt, cùng nói tiếng Việt rồi cùng làm thôi.
Yoshi Nail Shop has 4 full-time technicians, 4 self-employed technicians renting out chairs in the shop, and several part-time workers. The youngest one is 27 years old. The average wage is 8 to 9 pounds per hour.
I'm in this country for 15 years. I work as a nail technician, and then about 5-6 years, I have a gap between. I'm working as a nursery nurse when I have a young kid and I'm working in a nursery. Yeah, I enjoy this. I love this job. Even when I work a different job, I still love this one. This is my first job. I come here to do, we love beauty, I like to make people look beauty.
How do the owner treating?
Oh, they're brilliant. My other shop, she's brilliant. They look after each other very well. I got a young kid. She allowed me to go pick up my children, drop them off to home, and then come back to work. No shop allows you to do that.
When asked about the result of the trial, she doesn't think it reflects the truth about her work.
It's not true with the story. It's not true. People make it up. A lot of people make it up stories to stay over here. But the people right to stay over here, they have to pay for that.
Yeah.
So sometimes they make it like they paint the wrong picture about it. So I've been stay here for how long? 15 years. I work with so many different shops. They all, people right. Human rights. We don't mixing.
Yeah.
So, with one person, we can't be a picture of a whole, all of us, all, unity people over here. But if we don't speak it out, we don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't know. They think that is how it's like, UK like that. But it's not true.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah. We need someone to stand up to say, no, this is not right.
20 years ago, Tuấn Vũ Nguyễn decided to leave his home country to seek for a better life.
Một cái nhất là lập nghiệp, cái thứ hai là cũng thật sự là ở Việt Nam cũng không có cái gì để mà làm. Cái thời anh sang đây thì người ta nghiện ngập rất là nhiều. Anh mới sang thì anh ở với bố mẹ nuôi, xong là đi học, xong rồi không học nữa một thời gian thì xong rồi đi làm nail. Tiệm nail thời cũng nổi lên rất đông, vì người Việt Nam mình sang đây cũng rất là nhiều. Người ta cũng chỉ đi làm nail.
Now he has his own family and a small 2-year-old salon in Westside, Birmingham. In a busy day, the shop can serve around 40 customers.
Bây giờ tiệm nail nhiều quá, nên là mở những cái khu nào chỉ túc tắc thôi. Nói chung là gia đình cũng đủ ăn, đủ tiêu. Nếu mà cứ tiếp diễn theo kiểu này mà cứ để cho người nào bị bắt cũng khai là nô lệ thời hiện đại là thì anh nghĩ sẽ rất ảnh hưởng. Nên là mình phải làm một cách nào đó để ngăn chặn cái sự việc này.
So what do you think about them, about the workers, about the nail bars?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like they provide us with what, with what we need and what we want.
And do you think that they are enjoying their job?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, Kami for sure, she does. For instance, like my nails are perfect every time, so I guess so. Yeah. If that would happen, if I would see that happening, yes, I would speak out. Obviously, yeah. I wouldn't like to see that happening because it's not normal. Shouldn't happen nowadays, especially. Yeah.
You're gonna go home and look at you're gonna search up that news, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Because I want to see it now.
However, customers in Bath, where the case happened, have shown different reactions. One owner of a nail shop nearby Chinese Old Nail Bar says since the trial, there were occasionally people came to his shop telling him to shut down the business. The police have also paid more visits recently.
They'll do more checks. Yeah, it will affect, I'm sure, because if they believe in that, they're going to come and search they're gonna come and like pretty much like raid a lot of shop, like a lot more basically based on that, thinking that is happening in other shops as well. I've been to a couple of shops before where they come in and raid the place, like, you know, searching for immigrants and stuff like that. And obviously, how are you going to do business when it's like that? Because for them to check, they're like telling the clients to leave and come back later, and it's not. And it's obviously, it does affect the business. They're making it sound like now business is a dark trade or something like that now.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say it from my own personal viewpoint, whenever I look at a nail bar, I think, is there a victim of slavery in there or something? And obviously not every single nail bar run by Vietnamese people is going to be exploiting people. Tarnish every single, say, Vietnamese person who owns a nail bar with a label that they don't deserve whatsoever. That's something that needs to change and needs to be thought about more. So when Theresa May, gives her big speeches about nail bars and car washes, there needs to be thought about who else is this affecting. It's a very simplified response to an extremely complicated problem.
That's just the UK media. The UK media twist things, don't they? They take one small isolated incident and they blow it out of proportion, and they make it seem like it's every nail bar everywhere where there's slavery going on, when in actual fact there might have been one case.
Không thể nói là do hội đồng trong tòa án người ta xử sai hay đúng, Kim My không có thẩm quyền để phán xét điều đó, và Kim My cũng không cho là người chủ hay người làm là đúng hay sai, nhưng mà Kim My cảm thấy bức xúc về vấn đề cái cụm từ nô lệ thời hiện đại. Thời hiện đại thì không có sự nô lệ trong đó, thì cụm từ này hoàn toàn là Kim My không cảm thấy là nó công bằng cho người Việt chúng ta.
The decision of the court is clear, but the conflict within the community remains.
I think there's probably a communication problem there. Yeah, there's definitely communication and lack of understanding of the Vietnamese culture. I think the government should try their best to work alongside the community rather than work against it.
According to Dr. Alison Garner from the Rice Lab at University of Nottingham, this new issue around modern slavery requires actions from all sides of the argument.
There is strong evidence that cases of slavery and exploitation have occurred within the UK context. There are a relatively tiny proportion of cases, 1 or 2%, that actually make it through to a successful prosecution. So in order to have met that and for those convictions to have occurred, a very high level of evidence must have been reached. In terms of the focus on nail bars, how do we prevent all nail bars from being tarred with the brush of modern slavery? Because this is obviously something where a risk has been perceived that this can occur, but there are many, many legitimate businesses, clearly, that are out there that are not outside the law and not acting outside the law. I think it's really important that the media gives a nuanced picture and gives all sides of the argument, but I think there's also a strong onus on businesses to show how they're being responsible and to show what they're doing to ensure that standards are kept at a really high level within their industry. And that's really important that businesses do that, because it's part of their responsibility as employers, but also it means that we create communities where everybody can be more prosperous.
I think the government, local governments and the community, the Vietnamese community as a whole should really, really work together to prevent this. That's how we should move forward, because I'm sure, we will find a solution to this if two communities work together.
If there's no conflict, there's no prosperity. And the future of these small but dynamic nail businesses depends on nothing more but their engagement within the industry and with their governmental authorities.